Chelsea Handler is a world-famous comedian, television host and actress. But despite her career success, there are a few details about her life that have always inspired a lot of commentary. Handler is 47 years old. She appears to currently be single. And shock horror, she has chosen to not have children. And she's 47 and she's single. Okay?
But does she have children?
No, she doesn't have children. She doesn't.
But did she want
children.
children and she didn't have them?
She didn't even want children.
Jessie, she must have wanted them.
No,
just to be
but
clear,
she
she
didn't
got
meet
no
a nice
children.
guy. She's got none. Not one,
None?
not three, and not even two.
Childless.
Yes, childless. So this week, she decided to make a day in the life skit about being a childless woman. And I want to make a note too, childless is her phrase. A lot of people prefer child-free if they have made that choice, but she called it being a childless woman. And here's how the skit went.
This is a day in the life of a childless woman. I wake up at 6 a.m. I remember that I have no kids to take to school, so I take an edible, masturbate, and go back to sleep. I wake up at 12:30 p.m. and get ready for a busy day of doing whatever the I feel like. I put on my most impractical and stylish shoes since I won't be chasing a child around the grocery store.
Despite it being funny and incredibly accurate, as anyone without children would know, especially the part where she went to Paris, not everyone liked it. Fox News writer Justin Haskins tweeted, "Yes, you're really living your best life, aren't you? Just to be clear, because it apparently needs to be said by parents, I wouldn't trade 10,000 of your supposedly carefree, childless days in Paris and sleeping in until noon for one smile from my baby girl."
I would.
Television host Liz Wheeler, she joined in. "I wouldn't trade my beautiful, sweet daughter for all the self-love in the world because you know what?" And I think this is telling. "Self-love is just materialism and self-idolatry. It's nothing, it's empty. But the tiny, precious soul I'm shepherding, that's eternal. It's real love." Podcast host got involved named Graham, and he said, "This is the saddest thing
enters the fray.
I've ever seen, and also a reason for every young woman not to repeat your horrendous existence." Republican candidates said, "You can't hide your misery." Ben Shapiro jumped in and said, "This lady is miserable. I mean, she is miserable. It's written all over her face how miserable
man,
she
Ben
is."
Shapiro. What
He's
a guy.
always so joyous and
Yeah,
appears to be
full
looking
of
after his
life.
children so often.
Chelsea Handler looks stoked every time you see her.
Yeah.
He's just so happy.
It's all about masturbation and edibles.
Fox News host Tucker Carlson,
Another great
he
guy.
went, "Well, everyone's waiting to hear what I think of this." And the point of this skit, he said, is to make you feel good about being an aging, deeply unlikable woman who never had kids. And then he thought, let's make this into a segment. So he called resident misogynist radio host Jessie Kelly on and said, what do you think? He knew what Jessie thought.
Yep.
Jessie said, "Women have been told they should do a career and don't do a family. And soon you're Chelsea Handler. Soon it's Valentine's Day and your womb resembles a dried up tumbleweed blowing down an old western town. And your Valentine's date for the 10th year in a row is a 10-year-old copy of Magic Mike and half a full bottle of Xanax, and you're trying to pretend like you're happy, but you're not happy. And it's actually not her fault. She's been lied to by a country that has lost its way."
Oh, my God.
Okay, so Jessie's very upset.
Fox News is not okay.
I
No.
think he's right.
Mia, I want to know, what is it about women like Chelsea Handler that triggers conservative men so much? Why have they got that bee in their bonnet?
Because they don't understand the point of women if it's not to have sex with them or make a baby and look after them as a wife.
Ding, ding.
Yes.
You know?
So what's
They
the
don't-
point
they
of
don't
your
get-
life?
What's the point of you? If I can't have sex with you, and why would I want to have sex with you because you're 47?
Yeah.
Blech.
Yeah.
And you're not looking after a baby, you might want my job. You might
Yeah.
be a threat to me in my career. I prefer it when I know that you're at home, barefoot, pregnant, and chained
Do you
to a
reckon
kitchen.
there's also this other element of a lot of parents, maybe if they deep down interrogated it, wonder if they made the right decision, right?
Yep.
Is everyone always questioning the decisions they made? And so they feel triggered by someone coming along and saying, "Hey, my life's actually pretty good." And they're going, no, I've got to get defensive because apparently I need to say
yeah.
it that I love my daughter. She's not actually saying that.
That was my reaction to everyone saying, I wouldn't trade my kids for the world. And it's like, that's okay. Chelsea Handler's not actually asking you to put your child in the nearest bin. She's just saying,
can I swap my child for an edible?
you can love your life with your children.
Just one of them.
And I can love mine without. Jessie, I can't help but consider the fact that there is indeed a small person growing in your womb, which clearly has no tumbleweeds flowing through it. Do you regret becoming pregnant?
Oh, and I feel so attacked by Chelsea Handler, who says I can't use my vibrator anymore, which that was not
in the brochure.
In the brochure at all. One thing I've noticed, there are a few things. The first is that being pregnant and what you go through mentally, emotionally, physically, you go, no woman who does not want kids should ever go through this, right? It is confronting enough. It is transformative enough without forcing people who don't want it to do it. And history, the generations before us are littered with men and women who probably never should have had kids.
But these men, remember, don't want women to have a choice. No.
They're the same men who don't want you to terminate.
And it might be dangerous if other women start to hear women speaking about their lives being fulfilling without children.
Who will I be able to impregnate?
They might start thinking themselves that they would like to be childless and wake up and take an edible and go to Paris for a croissant.
No, hang on, but they can because they've got the wife to look after the children. As long as the wife keep doing that and don't get ideas about wanting to have lives of their own.
Yeah.
The men are still free to do that with 100 children.
But what the men don't, and what the commentary doesn't seem to acknowledge, is that what Chelsea Handler is doing is a comedy and hyperbole, and I don't think she goes to Paris because I worked out the timing and it would be very tight.
I think Tucker Carlson said the word skit and I thought, oh, good. One of them has recognised that indeed this was comedy and satire.
It's comedy.
Yeah.
But the reason why Chelsea Handler gets to get up there and poke her tongue out a bit at people with kids is because people with kids, in terms of the hierarchy of how we look, particularly at women, it's punching up. It's punching up because there is a level of disdain reserved for women who choose never to have kids. And the undercurrent, which is an overcurrent in a lot of these comments, is you are selfish, you are careless, you are soulless, you are materialistic. I saw one comment that was like, it's all fun now until you're old and there are no kids to look after you. And it's like,
Still
imagine
edibles,
being
though.
selfish
She's Chelsea
enough.
Handler. She can pay anyone.
Imagine going, you
Vibrator
know
still
what?
works, though.
Can you impregnate me? Because when I am 92, I want that person to be my slave.
Wipe my bum.
Like that
Yeah.
in itself is selfish. And I would never for a minute think that people who have kids are less or more selfish than people who don't.
Yeah. I thought, in case anyone was wondering just how glamorous the life of a childless woman truly is, my day in the life of a childless woman, part 2. 7:10, alarm goes off, ignore for 20 minutes. 7:30, oh shit, it's 7:30, need to get up. Have shower, do makeup, sweaty, humid bathroom, no aircon, can't afford it. Oh shit, I haven't taken my meds, take meds, running late. What do I wear? What doesn't need to be ironed? Okay, let's go. 8:30, leave home to drive to work 20 minutes later than you planned to
But
leave.
how about dropping the kid at childcare? Oh, wait.
She doesn't
You
have
don't have
kids.
one.
9:02, run into meeting, late again, only 2 minutes late compared to 10 minutes late if I had a kid.
Yeah.
Work, coffee, work, eat, work, cry, eat, work, home. 5:30, sit in traffic for 40 minutes, get home, sit on the couch, stare at my phone for 2 hours. Cook a HelloFresh that says it will take 25 minutes. It actually takes 50
4
minutes.
hours. Yeah.
Eat, feel sad. Sad there is no chocolate in the house. Think about buying chocolate, don't buy any chocolate. Watch 3 episodes of The Office, go to bed at 11, try to sleep for 10 minutes, spiral into thoughts of, why does my tummy hurt? When will I ever go back to Europe for a holiday? I wonder if that person I bumped into 3 weeks ago is still thinking about the fact that I clearly haven't had my eyebrows done in months. Must book eyebrows. Scroll phone for 2 hours, fall asleep, repeat.
Where I want to know where the part is that you cried about not having a baby.
Oh.
Did you factor that in?
I
Was that kind of
forgot.
while you're on your phone?
Well, no, she's still got time. But the thing
Oh,
is,
yes,
the
yes,
other
sorry,
thing I
sorry.
want to point
I'm
out
still
is
got
that
time.
now that my children are older, my life looks the same as yours. Like, seriously.
That's what a lot of people said to Chelsea. They
Yeah.
said, look, if you just had children young, then you too could have some freedom.
See, I think what we're missing though is that Chelsea's taking the piss out of childless women because she's saying this is what you think that we do.
Yeah.
But we don't actually. Like, that's not actually what it looks like what you said.
Exactly.
Em. So it's kind of like that's why it's so clever because she's not like, ha ha, my life is amazing. It's like you think that we're so self-indulgent and everything.
And free.
And we got the same shit just on a different day in a different way.
That's exactly right.